One of the more often used and often proven Salcedo Show axioms is axiom number 4. Leftists project qualities onto others that they themselves have in abundance. Said in a more concise way, Democrats are guilty of what they accuse others. That's the focus of today's preamble. The left is often accusing conservatives of racism. Just today on X, I responded to a Libs of TikTok post that alleged a Dallas math teacher was grotesquely and inappropriately introducing sexual content in his GovEd classroom. I simply responded, education, freedom, and parental school choice now. There's the quote on your screen. Some lunatic leftists responded to that by saying, quote, straight up racism on par with the direct calls for segregation and whites-only drinking fountains, end quote. My call for education freedom was falsely called racist because that's how these left-wingers win arguments these days. As you know, the left wing gets up every day trying to think of ways to use government's awesome power to steal your rights. And they will lie, cheat, steal, and do anything to preserve their power over you. While they lie and accuse us of racism falsely, they ignore actual racists on their side.
Plan that states those jobs that we are in high demand, we could expedite. How do we have a large body of people that are in our city and country that are excellent swimmers, and at the same time we need lifeguards? And the only obstacle is that we won't give them the right to work to become a lifeguard.
There's the leftist mayor of New York, where the majority of government is socialist, by the way, classifying millions of illegal aliens from 168 countries who broke into America as good swimmers, presumably because they had to swim the Rio Grande to break into America. Mayor Adams isn't the only racist on the left. The former mayor of Chicago, a Democrat and a bigot towards white people, infamously said she would only grant one-on-one interviews with reporters of color. Her racism against whites was either ignored or celebrated on the left. And let's not forget the biggest racist of all the Democrats.
Have you taken a cognitive
test?
No,
I haven't taken a test. Why the hell would I take a test? Come on, man. That's like saying you, before you got in this program, you take a test where you're taking cocaine or not. What do you think, huh? Are you a junkie?
What do you say?
What you all know, but most people don't know, unlike the African-American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community. If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Speaking of Joe Biden, he has come out and boldly declared that he will debate President Trump twice instead of the traditional 3 times.
Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. And since then, he hadn't shown up for debate. Now he's acting like he wants to debate me again. Well, make my day, pal. I'll even do it twice. So let's pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesdays.
Did you notice how many edits were made to get 14 seconds of video? Joe Biden has issued a list of demands with that debate that we'll detail later. Those demands are geared to disadvantage President Trump and hide Biden's obvious mental decline. The demands are so outrageous, like insisting that only left-wing biased moderators participate, that the Biden campaign is hoping Trump will turn the debate down unless he agrees to all of Biden's outrageous and unfair demands. They would then call Trump the coward. In truth, it is the left who are the cowards. They know that Joe Biden can't hold his own against Trump. That's why they insist that the biased left-wing press be brought in to run cover for Joe Biden. The unfair press, like Joe Biden, will pretend that he hasn't been in power for the last 3.5 years and will try to make the debate a referendum on President Trump, using the failed lawfare trials as the primary source of their questions, even though the trials are collapsing under the weight of Democrat corruption as we speak. The compromised Commission on Presidential Debates and outlets like CNN will never ask Joe Biden why he's lied to the country so often, in particular, this lie.
Five former heads of the CIA, both parties, say what he's saying is a bunch of garbage. Nobody believes it except his and his good friend Rudy Giuliani.
You mean the laptop is now another Russia hoax?
That's exactly what.
Is this where you're going?
Exactly what.
This is where he's going.